So most requested video ever is, what happened to the Skyrocket Juniper? Did the pruning work? Can we please get an update? Sorry for everybody that's been waiting. I'm in zone 4 and it takes a little bit for everything to flush out, and I really wanted to wait and see what happened. We are now at the end of June. So last year I believe I pruned in October, but I'll put a timestamp on it, which is a little late in the year to prune. When you prune, it's going to set off new growth, and I don't think you really want to do that right before winter freeze, but I got tied up. So let's see if it affected it. And the good news is I have 2 junipers. One of them I pruned, which is the one you're looking at, and one I didn't. So the first thing that we're going to notice is this looks pretty filled out. It looks, you know, there's some loose things in there, but it looks pretty full compared to the other one. And I'll put some video feed in, and we're going to zoom in and look at it. At the end of my deck, I have these 2 Skyrocket Junipers, and we planted them here hoping that they would work out and that I could prune them up. And last year I did a quick video on trying to minimize some of the wispiness of these. They tend to be a little bit airy and I don't like it. I'll take a little closer look. So last year I pruned this one. I did a video on that, and I wanted to test it out and see what happened. I wanted to see what kind of problems I ended up with and how it fared the winter. This tree was not pruned, and you can see just how open and airy it is. I got a lot of stuff behind it, but there is a lot of space you can see, and it's just not tight, and I wanted it to be a little bit tighter, more like an arborvitae. But I didn't want to put an arborvitae in this space. I wanted to put in junipers because they're a little bit more deer and bunny resistant. And these things have grown a lot. I've got a video. I put these in the ground 2 years ago, and I'll do a clip now and show how much this has grown. I'll put myself by the shrub, and then you can see the before and after. So I am 5 feet tall. Hat, you know, under the hat. See, under here. So I am 5 feet tall, and look at how tall this is growing. And it's growing almost 18 inches, if not 2 feet a year. So it's pretty dang tall. I should actually put a tape measure on it and see. But there's something to be said about putting the right shrub or the right tree in the right space. But for now, I'm going to try to make do with what I've got. We're going to try to continue pruning on these. But let's look at where the cuts were I did last year and what happened. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, now is a great time to do that. So this one is much tighter. You can't see as much in there. So now let's go in a little bit further. One of the things that I was worried about is I started seeing this browning or this bronzing. And I thought, well, there's where I made the cut, and then I see bronzing. And I said, did I cause that? Well, let's look at the other areas on the tree. So here's another one where I have some bronzing. So I pruned it here and I have bronzing. Again, that could be because I pruned it so late. Let's compare that to the tree that I didn't prune. So if we look at this tree, which I did not prune, you could see I still had bronzing. See, I have that going on anyway. So I don't think that what I did created the problem. I had quite a few spots on it, and I had so many. We had such a harsh winter that I had bronzing on a lot of different trees. I also had a spider mite problem this spring because of the cold, wet spring that we had. So I don't think I did anything to create a problem. So I went and got a tape measure. I wanted to see how tall this is, if I can get it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go from the deck down, because I don't think, oh, maybe I can reach it. This tape measure only goes 16 feet. It's really about how tall can I reach. So I think that's pretty close. So this right here at the top of where this is here, this is 8 feet. So it's not quite 8 feet, about 7.5 feet. So I think I'm going to let it go because I think I want it to be at 8 feet. I've had people ask me, can we prune these up to 8 feet? I think I'm going to let it go maybe the rest of the season, and I'll back prune it next year. So the one thing that we know about pruning is what it does, it will set off more growth, and it will set off more growth down the stem, or calling back budding. So here's one that I did here, and you could just see how thick, look at how thick that growth is. So where some of these other branches, you see how the buds are, there's quite a distance between them. Can you see that okay? There's nothing there. And then if I go back to where I pruned, you see how it got really filled out? So that's a hint that doing this pruning will be actually beneficial in trying to make it more full. And I really like how it looks. And I only did a light prune job on this last year, and I really want to do a little bit more of a prune. I am not gonna, I don't think I'm going to touch that top leader, although maybe I will touch the top leader just to make this top section fill out a little bit more. It's looking a little bit looser than I want it to be. Or maybe I'll leave it and just do the side branching. Either way, let's get started, and let's look a little bit more at what we can and cannot do. When it comes to pruning junipers, if you go back too far into dead wood territory, and we don't have a lot of it because this tree hasn't been in the ground very long, then you risk not ever having, if you go too far in, you risk not getting any branching, and we don't want to do that. And then this growth right here is just this year. This is probably 1 foot as of this year. Again, we're at the end of June. My growth, I didn't see the growth on anything till maybe mid to late May, so it's only 30 days worth of growth, and I've got another 30 to 60 days for this tree to grow before we start heading into dormancy period, where we get less sunlight. But I think I like what I did, and so what I think I'm going to do is go in and prune. All right, let's go in. I'll see if you can see. I'll do this upper part and then I'll pull the camera back. I've got some nasty rose bushes that died that I didn't dig out yet. I gotta be careful or they're gonna attack me. So the new growth on junipers is really soft, and you don't really need gloves, but you can certainly wear gloves if you have an allergy to juniper, or if you're dealing with the older needles, which can be quite pokey to deal with. So I'm going to clean up the dead growth. We're going to get that off. And then, I mean, like, this branch looks really good. And so I'm just going to start nipping all of the foliage down and treating it more like a topiary to get it to branch out. Ooh, that is a little pokey. Maybe I will get some gloves on. All right, so I've got my handy dandy rose gloves on, which are really nice. I'll link these in the description below. They're really nice to have. So what you don't want to do is go too far in where you don't have growth, but I think in this case I have growth in here. I think I'm going to go in and stay so many inches off the main trunk. We're going to see what happens. And it's going to look a little harsh to begin with. Clean this old one off. But I really want to get that tighter columnar feel here. And I'm going to use the hand pruner. I'm going to go in a little bit further because I want it to control the cuts. If I tried using a lopper last year, if you watched that video, and that just didn't work, or a shear. Again, I'm going to take off the dead growth. Now, this is a prime example of, this is a lot of picky stuff. So if you don't want to have to do this kind of pruning, plant the right tree in the right location. A tailored juniper may have been a better choice for this location. And so when you're pruning, so I'm going to take it off the new growth, which is probably the best thing you can do because that's already green. There's no danger in doing that. And I got some bald spots on the side, which I really want to take care of. So I'm going to zoom the camera out now so you could see a little bit more what happens as I continue to prune. So I've got some low branches here that for sure I want to get pruned out of there. And I'm just going to really hack in there a lot further than I probably would have. I'm not worried about losing anything on it. I've got 2 months for it to have active growth. And I just really want to narrow this tree up. So we're just going to go for it, and I'll come back later and clean up my mess. One thing you want to do is you want to stand back a little bit when you're doing your pruning as well. Now, I don't know that you'd want to go into an old shrub, and certainly wouldn't want to prune. You would not want to go into an old tree and prune all the way back to the main trunk, because that's just going to be a problem. But these other branches that are just kind of misbehaving, we're going to cut off. We're going to cut them off. As long as I have some live growth on it, you know, it will come back around. Now, if I could use a hedge shear on this instead, it would have been kind of nice, but I think I really need to do this by hand. And this is so loose and airy up there, for sure I want to be able to cut that off. I'll start getting up into the canopy here for sure. I want to get this trimmed. Let's start to narrow the form up a little bit. I'll have to kind of go down the tree on sections, just go straight down the tree. The one thing about junipers is as long as the tree is getting sunlight in there, it will form new branching as long as you didn't take it to the main trunk, which it may not recover from. And this is going to really seem like a severe pruning, but it will be fine. I have a feeling based upon my test I did last year. I'm afraid of this rose bush underneath me. It's going to get me. I just know it. I should have dug them out ahead of time. Go back on this side here. And I'll start pruning through here. Again, I'm just trying to narrow it up. Trying to keep my mess somewhat minimal. So you can see how it's like coming out this way. I don't like that. So we're gonna do a hard prune. Here's a bigger branch. Some hard pruning on that. I should be able to do a video. Whew, the rose bush got me. I should be able to do another video in late August to show what happened. Hopefully it fills in these areas. I just really want to take it down and get it to back bud. Some of that back budding doesn't happen until the winter time. Again, I'm just taking this new growth off. And the back side of this is pretty light in area. Again, I'm just gonna prune it all off. Just gonna really narrow this up. It's always interesting when you're pruning because people are always worried that the tree is gonna die, and it's like unless you cut it off at the ground, it probably isn't gonna happen. I'm gonna work on mainly shaping this tree. I can come back in the end and do a lighter prune if I got some dead or bronze pieces in here. I'll take a step back here in a minute and see your perspective. I just want to get the back side of this pruned up. That looked pretty good. I got some wild pieces here, so we'll go in. We will go in and cut some of these other wild pieces back. I'm trying to maintain that taper I've got. Just knowing that where I'm making these prunes, this is going to fill in really nice, like what I showed you at the beginning of the video. I kind of have this thicker section here. That's probably because I made better cuts last year. So hopefully the cuts that I made on this side will help that side fill in a little bit more. I think I will cut this a little bit more. Couple little wily ones, but I'm not overly concerned. I can always come back and do another light prune. So here is the before on the second tree, and this one, like I said, I didn't do anything with last year. It's really loose. Don't like that, and I'm going to put this camera on hyperlapse to show you the speed prune that I'm going to do. So I really cut a lot off these trees. I really thinned them up quite a bit, and I really kind of like how they look. Kind of have a double leader down here, so I probably could come in and cut this whole branch system out of here. Maybe I'll come back and do that now and kind of see how that is and try to stick with a central stem system. There I was able to trim that rogue piece. It's like a whole separate tree on its own, so that looks better. I don't think I had that on the other side. So you can see I really thin this thing up. Again, I think we'll let it go for right now, and maybe next year I'll nip the top. The other thing that will happen if I clip that central leader, it'll make it back bud all the way down and really help it fill in. But I really want to try to maintain this shape and just have it be more filled out. So I'll go stand next to the tree again. Here's the after video, so you can compare the before and after. When I started, I moved a huge mass, a lot of the branching off here. Not worried about it. Everywhere I cut, it's going to back bud and fill in really nice. I think it's going to be gorgeous. Look forward to seeing at the end of August to see if I get any budding and filling in by then, or it could be next year. It might be 1 year before I can show just how it looks. Sometimes the bud formations happen in the middle of winter. If this video is helpful, give us a thumbs up so YouTube knows to share this content with others. Also consider subscribing so you don't miss any of our other great videos. If you like how-to videos, check this playlist next. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.